What's going on, everybody? So guess what? We got a light bulb here. This is actually a LED, which is more energy sufficient than the other standard light bulbs. But so I went on a mission a little bit to cut down cost in different ways. For one, cut down grocery cost, and that doesn't mean get low quality foods. It means don't get junk food. So we can still buy fruit and everything we enjoy eating, but just cutting out on the chips and stuff like that. So, for example, you don't need 2 bags of chips. If it's buy one, get one free, weigh out the price. If it's, say, $5 and it's buy one, get one free, so you're really paying $2.50, okay, then maybe buy 2 bags, but make that last for at least 3 weeks to a month, eat per bag. So 2 months for 2 bags. So that's a good way to cut costs, but cutting costs on electricity, that's actually something that's very easy that most people can do. So I'm going to go over a few things that I have done to cut back on electricity. Alright guys, number 1, the office room. This is where I spend a lot of my time because working on YouTube. So a lot of times it's pretty dark in here. We got a flag over there and the blinds are closed here. So what do? It's not good to sit in the dark and then look at a bright screen because it strains your eyes. So for one, depends on outside. If it's bright enough outside, open the blinds and let the light in and keep your light off. And as you take notice now, you can actually see that I only have one LED bulb in here. Because, guess what? You cut down electric. If you have the option of having 2 bulbs or even more, some lights you can have 4. Take out what you don't need. You don't need to have 2 lights. For example, let's turn the light on. There we go. Look how bright just one LED, one of these bulbs does. It lights up the room enough that you're not straining your eyes, and there you go. You're cutting electric down. So if we had this one turned in as well, of course it would brighten things up even more, but it's unnecessary. You don't need it. So my recommendation, get a LED bulb and don't have 2 if you have an option of 2. Okay, that's great and everything. If you don't have an option of 2, alright, well, there's much other ways to save. You're wasting air. If you don't, unless you're really hot and you're sweating, you don't gotta crank up the AC that much, so you can cut costs there. Another thing is, just like every single room that you have, light bulbs are the biggest thing. If you don't need a light on, keep it off. If you need to have a light on, take out bulbs if you're able to. For example, I'll show you guys our bathroom. Our bathroom originally had 4 bulbs in here, and these are bright bulbs for here. So we took out the 2 on the sides and put 2 in the center, and we get a lot of light from it. And of course this is not the only, so that's how bright it is with those 2 on. But then we also have a light up in here as well. So, but I mean that's bright enough. And the nice thing about it, if you want to makeup or anything, gotta style my hair and everything, that's bright enough there so you can just have that on. But in general, I always keep that off and have the other light on. And as you can see, it's really bright. And that's just simply one bulb in there. So switching to LEDs and cutting out light bulbs is a massive, massive, massive help for electric. Another thing that's a cool, I would say a good electric saver is have everything plugged in with a surge protector. You can simply keep the surge protector off until when you need it. So you're protected during storms. And did you know that if you have something plugged in directly to the outlet, that it will still draw a little bit of juice? Most it's small enough that it doesn't really matter, and a lot don't pick up on those electric monitors that you plug in. But in the course of a year with multiple things plugged in, you're using electric. The thing about a surge protector is once you turn it off, that's it. It's off. There is no juice going to any of your components. So that is another great way. Another great way to save electric is one of these guys. Let's let the camera focus here. So, you might be wondering, what in the world is this? Well, I got this connected to a surge protector for safety. You know, if there's ever a storm and it's on, that electric surges and it trips it so it doesn't blow any of the electronics that you got plugged in. But what this is for simply our internet. A lot of people might have a network adapter or some type of internet. Well, guess what? If you're leaving this on constantly all the time, 24 hours a day, guess what? Not only are the Wi-Fi signals, they claim, bad for you, but also you're using that electric. You might manually turn it off every single night, but sometimes you're going to forget, or you know, it's just a hassle. Well, guess what, guys? With one of these things, which I will have a link in the description where you can get different ones, they're not that expensive, and this is automatically set. So that means I have it set to turn off at a certain point and then turn on at a certain point. So let's, for example, say 7 p.m. Let's say I'm going to bed at 7 p.m. I don't want it on. I don't want the internet on because it's pointless. So I type in 7 p.m. 7 days a week, and it turns off. It shuts this off at 7 p.m. Then say, well, I want the internet when I wake up. So let's say 6 a.m. So I set it 7 days a week, 6 a.m. At 6 o'clock, it turns on, and there we go. That simple, guys. So that is another great way to save electric. Now, initially, you have the cost of buying this, and this would take a little bit more electric than just, just the box plugged in, but not that much. And the cost savings overall, you figure when you're sleeping. And another thing is, this is good to shut off the internet. If you have kids and they're up late and they're not supposed to be up late, you could have it set for, 10 o'clock p.m. Internet shuts off. Kids know it. It's off. They can't use the Wi-Fi. Problem solved. No internet. It's a good thing if you think about it. Just disable their phone data usage and then just let them only use Wi-Fi. So, good way to cut costs. Well, guys, that is just a couple things to cut costs as far as electric. Now, upgrading things like your washer and dryer to energy sufficient, and your refrigerator and different stuff. If you have a space heater, look for the more energy efficient space heaters. That stuff can definitely help. But the biggest thing is, if you don't need a light on, don't have a light on. And if you have to have a light on, you don't need to have that many light bulbs. So, now for example, kitchen table. This is our dining room table. So, as you can see, I have 3 lights in here. Because with these blinds, it's very dark in this room unless we have the blinds open. So, this gives plenty of light. And really, we don't need 3 bulbs in here. So, right there, we could cut out 1 bulb. So if we took one bulb out from this kitchen, why do I keep saying kitchen? From this dining room, what would happen? How much light would we actually lose in here? Let's find out. Let's just simply take out one bulb right now. So you guys are watching the light. There we go. One. We're unscrewing one. Alright, so with one light, and in fact if you look at this camera it looks like the light is on, but it's not. That's how bright it is with simply one light not on. Again, I'll show you guys that one is missing, but it looks like one is on. There you go. See, it's off. And it's just almost just as bright. So now you gotta think to yourself, wow, so I'm using that electric when it's almost just as bright and I don't have to? Pretty much all it comes down to is if you have company over and they see that you have one light bulb missing or one that's out, might say to you, hey, you know, you got a light bulb out, or you know, why don't you have a light bulb? So, you know, that's the only thing that's down on this. That's the bad side of it if you have someone over and then you don't want them to think, oh man, you're a cheapo. But you could just put a light bulb in if you know your company's coming over. So, and if you really wanted to, what happens if we take out another light? Alright, now it's dark. Still decent light, but it's dark in here. Some people can, you know, this is great. You can eat like this. And I personally could, but my wife likes, you know, light. So, another thing. It's a cloudy day out. What if we open the blinds? And have all the blinds open. Now, we got sufficient enough light that we do not have to have any lights on. So let's turn the light off and see. So that is plenty of light. Now that's during the day, so when you get towards the evening you're not going to have the window light, but it's just a good example in comparison for you guys just to see. So again, check out the different areas of your house. See where you can take light bulbs out. See where you really need them. And you would be shocked at how much you can cut on your electric bill. Now you gotta do this all the time. You always gotta be thinking about your electric bill. And for example, guys, I can do this because, you know, I have no problem. Say I'm going to get a shower, like this morning. I have off work because it is Memorial Day. So, this is how dark it is in the shower. I'm not turning any light on because I can take a shower with it being this dark. Some people would have a problem with this. But me, I can see perfectly fine. I don't need to have a light on. So right there, I'm cutting costs. Always make sure you have your fan on though, to draw the moisture out. So that's the only electric that I'm using besides the hot water heater and that stuff. So I'm not having a light on, and you might think, well, that's not really a big deal. I mean, what? A guy takes 15-minute shower at the most? Well, sometimes I take 30-minute showers because I love to shower and I love to be clean. I shower twice a day. So, because I shower twice a day, I'm using more water and also more electric, so I cut costs anywhere I can. So, the longer you shower, the bigger impact that electricity will have. Did you know that besides your washer, dryer, and refrigerator, that leaving lights on is one of the biggest impacts you can have on your electric bill? So guys, I hope this video helps you guys. Another thing that you can save money is if you have a very old air conditioner unit. say you don't have central air. That's okay. I grew up in a farmhouse where we had window units. I mean, not window units, but where we had fans, you know, just a regular fan that blows regular air, and you put them in your window. In an old farmhouse, guys. So that was hot. So, you know, I was used to not having cold air most of my childhood. So some of you guys might not. So getting sufficient window units, and you know what, guys, you don't need the $200, $300 ones. You can get $115, $150 one from Walmart, and it will work great if you are smart on where you place it. Place it somewhere that you're going to be most of the time, and close doors in the rooms that you're not. For example, guys, downstairs in our house, this is the front of our house, and it stays fairly cool. We go down over in here, and this is our addition, our living room. Please ignore the mess. We had a Sheltie child come play. So she's not spoiled at all with all these toys. So in here, which is where we are most of the time, it's even cooler. So guess what? We're in this room more often. Now upstairs, as everyone knows, heat rises. So we don't have to have the air on all day long, you know, unless it's really muggy and 90 degrees out, then we would turn the air on. But as long as we're comfortable, which being in this room, we are, in fact, a lot of times we're cold, even though it's 70 plus degrees outside, we're actually a little bit chilly because it stays so cool in here. So we can go fairly far in the evening without having any central air on. So we can cut electric that way. And because we can do that, we don't need to have the air kick on until, I'd say, an hour to an hour and a half before we go to bed. And that's only so the upstairs can cool off quick enough that we're not sweating to death. So what we do to speed that process up is we close our bedroom door. So by closing the bedroom door, it keeps the cold air in our bedroom longer and quicker. So it cools quicker, which in turn means we don't have to have the air kick on sooner. So there's just so many cool little ways that you guys can save money in just different areas. Did you know, if you have a closet door, like so, close your closet door when you have the air on. You might think, well, okay, that's not going to make a big deal. Oh, yes, it does. It certainly does. So, and this goes for central air or a window unit. Close all the doors possible and keep that room cool. When you're in bed, you don't need to have all these other rooms getting nice ice cold while the bedroom is working hard to cool the whole house or the upstairs or a couple rooms. So just think on different things, how you can save money, guys. Take care. I hope this video helps you guys, and have a wonderful day, evening, night, morning, lunch, brunch, breakfast, and whatever. Take care, guys. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe button. And if you like this video and want more kind of like this video, let me know and we can see what we can do. My name is Scott, and thank you for watching this video.